Hey there. So I had this thought today while walking. The rain has stopped for a little bit. And as I'm walking along this trail, I started thinking to myself, when did we stop playing? Life over time as we get older has become so intense and serious that playtime seems to be a luxury for us. I didn't record the video, but I started skipping as I was walking along this trail, and I immediately felt this excited and exhilarating feeling. And it made me think about myself as a child and the activities and how playtime was always something that we were involved in. You know, whether it was at home or whether it was at school, there was always this time that was scheduled for play, and it was unfiltered. And the joy and the excitement from being outside or connecting with others just carried you into this beautiful, euphoric state. And somewhere along the way, I know that as I'm getting older, playtime seems to be non-existent. And I miss that. I feel like in this space, as we are so busy performing on all these stages that are part of our life, and these personal and professional spaces, these private and public spaces, playtime seems to be something that's elusive. And I feel like it's something that I need to bring back for myself in so many ways. I can't talk about pursuing joy and not incorporate some kind of playtime activity. I remember, especially during the spring and summer months, whether we were in Nigeria or whether, we were here in the States, a lot of times we would just be outside. Sometimes just running, sometimes just singing. When we were visiting our grandparents, we were always outside. And at night, my grandfather would gather all of us in the compound, and he would tell stories into the night while the fire was going. And it was a subdued playtime, but it was still part of our life in so many different ways. And I remember in the different places that we lived in the US, we would play with the neighborhood kids running up and down the streets, and we knew that when the lights came on, then that was a cue for everyone to run home. But we would always be outside. Sometimes we didn't even have toys that we were playing with, but we were just running and jumping and singing and laughing and carrying on. And it was so peaceful. And I feel like as we become more adults, that changes. I think there's a difference. Sometimes if you do have kids, you do work to intentionally incorporate playtime into the activities and into your day-to-day structure as you can, because they need it. At the same time, for us as adults, I know, I speak for myself, that there just comes a point where there's this intensity and like, I just have to work. I just have to keep working. And you feel like you can't schedule play. You can't take a moment to pause. I bought some coloring books the other day because I want to color some more. I bought some crayons and I'm excited about using them. I love decorating greeting cards, and I bought some stickers and a whole bunch of different things so I could do that. Something as simple as cutting out words and pictures and putting them on a poster board. Playtime doesn't have to be this elaborate activity. I realize that even just the smallest things are giving me so much joy in the last few days. The other day, and I think part of the reason why I wanted to do this video is there's a place in Troy and they had really nice lighting, and I was listening to one of my favorite songs, The Never Ending Story, and I got out of my car and I put on my music and I started dancing because they had all these lights. It almost seemed like a little mini discotheque in front of this building by one of the colleges. And then there were a whole bunch of college kids that came by on skateboards and they were skating around. And then I felt embarrassed And I just stopped the music and jumped back into my car. But those few moments of just dancing made me realize that playtime doesn't have to be something that we do in secret or feel embarrassed about, regardless of our age or what we're doing. And I realized in this journey of starting over in so many different ways, and I'll elaborate more on that as time goes, but I realized that I need to incorporate more playtime into my life. I probably shared this before, but I keep coming back to this Donna Ashworth poem. And this one is titled The Edge. It says, standing at the edge of a new chapter can be scary. The desire to run back into the things and places you know so well is more tempting, but you must keep moving. Chapters end, even the good ones. And if you linger in the past too long, your story cannot unfold the way it should. And you might just miss the most precious moments of your life whilst grieving the ones gone by. It's scary at the edge, but just jump. You're so much ahead, and the good stuff behind will always be there. Standing at the edge. We're all standing at the edge of something. We all have these ideas that have been living in our minds and on our hearts for such a long time. We all have these dreams that have been floating around in our minds for such a long time. We all have these things that we want to do, and we hold ourselves back from doing them because we feel that we need to wait for the perfect moment. And it's scary to take that leap. It's scary to take that jump. Here's my intent and thought for myself for today. More playtime, more taking those jumps, even if it feels embarrassing. Yeah. Standing on the edge is scary. It's also beautiful. And I hope that in whatever season you're in, don't hold yourself back. Even if there are whispers and loud voices that are telling you not to pursue the thing that is on your heart, don't hold yourself back. Let's go back to our younger selves that lived life so carefree, where we were unafraid and our imaginations ran wild and we played like our hearts needed it every day. So here's to adding playtime into your life, whatever it is, whatever activity it is. Let it be part of your daily life in so many different ways because you deserve it and you need it. And you know what I'm going to say next. If you haven't had a chance to go outside today because it is absolutely beautiful no matter the season. I'm going to continue my walk and I'll see you around.